Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to a new round of the Daily Gaming News Anthony Byte. I'm limited in time, so let's just begin. Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony are actually putting out a letter against Trump's game console tariffs, just to avoid, of course, the price increase that they have to do by then. The Trump administration's proposed action against China would apply a 25% tariff to video game consoles, among other goods, and disrupt the game industry as a whole, according to a letter sent to administration earlier by the companies. The three companies say that the impact would be felt across the 43.4 billion industry as a whole, affecting consumers and the more than 220,000 people working in games all at once. It would cause significant supply chain disruption to shift sourcing entirely to the United States or a third country, and it would increase costs, even beyond the cost of the proposed tariffs on products that are already manufactured under tight margin conditions, reads the letter. Tariffs would significantly disrupt our company's businesses and at significant costs that would depress sales of video game consoles in the games and services that drive the profitability of this market segment. So easily put together, they're actually joining forces to say, hey, how about we don't do this? How about we don't do the tariff increase and then actually protect the businesses that are still based, of course, in the US, among others. If this move will have any impact, of course, will be seen in the future, but it is somewhat nice at least that they can come together when it's really important. Moving on to another interesting story, Kotaku has put out a brand new article and a report in that, of course, about the harsh conditions of working at Treyarch as a QA tester. It is genuinely shocking to read about these stories, and this is probably an outlier from what I've heard so far after this article came out, but nonetheless, you should definitely read it. It's linked in the description down below. The quick summary is basically that it was collected from different employees and former employees at Treyarch that were working for them as QAs, but also as developers mainly, that have been treated unfairly and mainly like it's subhuman form. Like they were not allowed to join parties, they were not allowed to join in on the catering, of course, for meals. And of course, they also had to park somewhere else. It is very disturbing to see. And while, of course, some parts of that, for example, QA testers are mostly external workers, which are hired actually by a different company and then sourced in mostly. That's not that surprising, but still how they've been treated at Treyarch is just very concerning. So check it out, it's quite a read, like 20-minute read, I think. So it definitely takes some time. And I will actually try to get out an answer on that report on my own, trying to find both a comment and also additional insights from other people that I talked to so far about that story. So stay tuned for thenewbyte.com. Then in interesting news for at least the German gamer market, yes, actually, with Wolfenstein Youngblood will be the very first game that will come out fully uncensored. As it was posted yesterday on the German community board for Bethesda games, Wolfenstein Youngblood actually has been allowed to be published, marketed, and sold in Germany in an uncensored form, meaning also, yes, the Nazi imagery is now allowed in Wolfenstein Youngblood. The law for that has been changed actually quite some time ago, but so far nobody really tried to get out a game without making significant changes for it. But now Bethesda with Wolfenstein Youngblood has attempted it. They also specifically developed a German version of that game because they were not certain, of course, that this ultimately uncensored international version would be allowed on the German market. But now, yeah, actually it is coming out as well. And then in Twitch streaming news, we also have something on our own website for this time. Yesterday I wrote a whole post, actually, which is quite lengthy, about the sub-only streams feature and how maybe not for you. So it's an interesting read for yourself, of course. But in quick summary, now partners and affiliates with Twitch can actually post also streams in subscription-only mode, which will actually sort of put the stream behind a paywall. There is a 5-minute trial time per sub-only stream, so you can preview what you can see. And if you want, you can just subscribe to the channel and then join in the live stream right away without any restrictions anymore. This is a function that not many people really like. Like there's barely anyone that I heard from that think positive about it in any way. So I wanted to give a little insight about how I think about this feature and how it's probably not even meant to be used by regular streamers, but mostly by bigger corporations that want to host a live stream for a single event, for example, and put that behind the paywall. So check it out. Link is in the video description down below, and I would love to hear your feedback from my thoughts on this situation. And then, quick and last but not least news, we have Mudkip heading for Pokémon Go and the Community Day on July 21st. So that's a chance to get a shiny Mudkip. And in display news, we have the new DisplayPort 2.0 standard, which will soon support up to 16K resolution even. And that is quite something. But that's it for the daily gaming news here at the Newbot. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it, and I hope I see you soon again. Have a nice day, and talk to you soon.